Hello, this is Longest Day. We're looking at the GT versus North Carolina State University game here for 2014. We're going to go ahead and dive in. You notice that the defense did a great job and stopped them on 3 and out, and they kicked the ball, and we end up getting it here on about the 44-yard line. All right, we're going to look. You can see that this is not traditional defense we have been seeing through the past few games. We did see this a lot against Virginia. But you notice it's kind of like a 5 on the line. These guys are backed up just a little bit, and 2 linebackers. So it's slightly different. Same amount of people, just where these guys are lined up are going to be different. We'll go ahead and start the play off here. And first thing you want to know is we got motion right there. And what Paul's probably trying to do is, not only is he going to pass it out here, but he's going to be watching what's going on in the backfield and where people are going to try to figure out, what these guys are keying off of and what they're going to do. And you can look, you see right here, they're going to roll over just like Virginia did. They're going to roll these safeties pretty hard to the side. So it ends up being a little quick pass out there to Smelter, who shows his dominance right here, puts his hand on the helmet, just pushes him down right there, and makes about 4 yards. All right, so let's keep on going. Very interesting, this same new defensive setup we're seeing. I got a feeling that we're going to see Clemson do more of the Mike linebacker. That's what we've seen in the past. But they might go to this because this did actually give us some problems. I know we scored a lot of points in this game, but one of the things we're doing better this year is third and long conversions. We're doing great on those. So that's a big key difference between this year and last year. All right, so we're going to keep on going right here, and we'll go ahead and start this play off. And it's going to be a little difficult to tell who's optioning here. I'm not sure if there's a mess up in assignments because you can see right here it's going to be a triple option this direction, what it looks like. But if you look, we have two of our offensive linemen blocking one guy. So that's different than anything I've seen in the past. So normally in this setup you'll have a couple of different options to option off of. Whether you option off on this guy as the defensive end, this guy as the linebacker, or you might choose to option off this guy and this guy. Basically treat this guy as a defensive end and this guy as a linebacker. So there's a couple options, and we block it different during the game. Now I'm assuming that these are scheme changes and just not, players missing the right assignments. In this case, I wonder if there's an assignment miss. It could be a called dive. Basically do the triple option in this direction, but give it to the beat back. Maybe it's a called dive, not our traditional dive play, but a triple option where we mandate it goes to the beat back. So if you look here, we do double team him and drive him way off the ball. Note that we have the center right here taking on this guy right here. He bumps him, and he's going to rub off and try to get to this next guy. And the guy who ends up making the tackle is this nose guard right here. He ends up coming in and making the tackle. So we do get some great drive right here with 2 guys on 1. Then he comes off and drives the other guy down the field. So first play, not sure we got all our blocking assignments. I don't know. I just don't know what their blocking assignments were. But having the 2 guys on 1 seems a little odd for what we do. All right, so we have the same setup, except for the linebackers are just stepped up closer to the line. I guess it's because it's 3rd and 1. And let's see what happens here. You'll notice right here we have 2 guys unblocked. So this is definitely different. So this guy is unblocked and this guy is unblocked together. You can see how they come through the line pretty much untouched. They really don't stop our guys. No big hits and rubbing our guys to keep them from getting to the secondary. So if you look, both of them are coming in. And in fact, this guy takes the beat back, and he's taking the beat back. It's potential that that JT could come around himself. But I think he does the right thing because this guy can close this lane down a little bit. Might have got a hand on him. So he goes ahead and pitches it because there's no one out here. So we'll go ahead and go through. I do want to note Smelter doing a little block here. That's not his main assignment. His main assignment's right here. This guy just engages him. So he's blocking really. He's blocked 1. He's blocked 2. Then we go around. Smelter's blocking 3. So we have the pitch made here. So 2, 3, and then we have a block that's going to set up right here. If you watch, Smelter blocks 1 more guy right there. He's blocking another guy. It's 4 people he's blocked on 1 play. So we have a block going right here by Dion Hill, makes his block, and we just don't get to the outside. I wondered if if he stepped out of bounds, and I don't think he did. They blew the whistle, and I'm just trying to see, where he's possibly right there, but I really couldn't tell during the game. I didn't see a foot go way out of bounds. Maybe right here, right in here, possibly. I would have liked to seen it down the sideline. But they blew it dead. Pretty good run. Maybe we can see it down the sideline right here. We'll see if he stepped out of bounds. So right there, possibly. Move that over. Right there, probably stepped out of bounds. All right. So blew the play dead right there. Good blocking. Smelter's a beast. So we had just two guys come through last time, and you can see they're coming through again. Now this is a different setup. You can see that they've moved this A-back over here, and what that does is that rotates the safeties. So this guy's moving further back, and we have this other guy rotated over here. So that gets them further away from this side of the field. Now I do believe these are let's see here. See right there? So we moved the safeties over, so they're not going to be able to roll over as easy, and it puts them a little further away. So it did exactly what we're wanted to do. Now the question here is, what should we be doing here? So this guy's definitely taking the V-back. You can see right there, he's taking it. In fact, he drives the V-back pretty far back, which kind of crowds Thomas right here. If the B-back's able to go through, that actually leaves this lane pretty open, and that's exactly where we would want to go, is just basically right through here, because this guy is shaded on the outside and is trying to cover the A-back. But since we don't have this lane and we're crowded right here, and we're not able to take it, and we're not able to pitch it without risking an interception. So Thomas makes the best decision and tries to make what he can out of it. Can't get through. Now this is a little risky. I like it. He gets it out, and we end up, instead of losing a yard, we make about 3. So you can see right there, the main issue is just being a little bit crowded right here. This guy's on kind of splitting the difference and could possibly be an interception. The route could be through here, and you can see that we just try to make something out of nothing. All right, so one thing we're doing here, you can see this right here, this motion right here. We're doing this to try to get motion flowing this side. You can see there's not much motion actually flowing in this side, and they're not very fooled. You got one step here in this direction, right? This guy is actually taking the right step. So it's not doing a whole lot. This counter option is not getting people too far out of sync. In fact, I'm wondering if this kind of scheme is kind of anti-counter option to some degree. So we counter option, and the first thing that happens is we kind of don't get this block right here. You can see he gets by and he gets through. Now this pulling guard right here, his job, I think later in the game, is actually to get to this guy. And he's not actually, due to this guy getting through, he can't take the route he needs to get to this guy. Plus, this guy is not fooled. He does take a step on the inside, but he's quickly going back outside. And this would be your normal pitch man. But since this guy got through right here by this block, he's able to get through, and he disrupts the basically the whole option, and is able to crowd JT and force him out. All right. All right, so we're at the line. You can see right here. You can watch JT. He's changing the play. It was a pass play. He's changing it right there. He's telling everybody what to do, and he's making it a triple option. And you can see there's only one guy right here. He's going to the outside. He goes to the outside, so it's not a keep. He goes ahead and gives it to Days. And you can see Days does a great job right there. Makes the first down. And see, this is 3rd and 10. This is a chance for us to, where we had to maybe, after getting it on the 45, forcing the field goal. And instead of forcing the field goal right here, we're able to convert this to a first down, which is huge. It's a big deal. we do have a lot of long third downs that we convert this year, and it's been a big difference in us scoring points. All right, so they're normal setup. They're a little backed off on the ends right here, so let's go ahead and see what the play is. And you can see right here, it's that new play that we've seen, and it looks like it's going to be in a triple option this direction. So we do have guards pulling, so I'm not sure exactly if they're reading guards, but in this case it surely doesn't look like they're reading guards because everybody goes in the wrong direction. This guy is pretty quick, and he takes 2 or 3 steps, so it does put him out of position. It's just enough of a fool for him to get him enough on the inside, allow these guys to come around to the outside and block. Now we do have a dangerous block right here as far as getting a penalty. We're not quite in front of them, and possibly had we actually got a decent block on them, it might have been a penalty. But if anything, we slowed him down. That's all we had to do is slow him down enough to allow JT to get to the edge and get to the outside. Now we are engaged right here. Kind of needs to let him go at some point, or else you get a holding call. But we still make the touchdown. So that's it for the first series. I hope you enjoyed it. The big thing is we converted on third and long. It's huge to get a new first down. And then we have this new play that just really fooled them. Got everybody going, and they're pulling their safety, and safety's hard in the direction of motion, and we sucked them in. They got sucked in over here, and JT ran around the other way and did it perfect. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to your comments.